It's connecting, y'all. It says we're being live streamed. And what I just realized is I need to make sure we put it in the group. Put it in the group. I got all the lights on and it still looks dark in here. So where is our link? Here we go. Let's put us in the group. See, we're live on YouTube. Join us. Click to join us, I guess is what I need to say. And I don't like this graphic. See, I say. All right. So now I know I need to do this part earlier. All right, y'all. Let's get it going. Trying to let this post fly. Okay, I think we're all set. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show, broadcasting live publicly on YouTube for the first time. So welcome to our YouTube peoples. Let me make sure I can see the YouTube comments because y'all already know. Let's go here. Yep, thank you. Okay. So this week, what we're talking about is top 4 ways for a small business to be findable, okay? To be findable. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I am an award-winning fractional chief operating officer with an exclusive clientele of 6- and 7-figure CEOs. However, I have a mission. That mission includes you, entrepreneurs and small business owners who are spinning their wheels and struggling to get to their first 6 figures in business. I want to show you how to make money and create time freedom. Let's make money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. Started this journey in Belize, but I'll spare you the 5-year journey. Just know that currently I'm living my best life and working my best business in Mexico. Okay, so let's get into this blog post. The top 4 ways for small business to get or to be findable. Okay. So you've heard of like, know, and trust, right? And we know that we need that factor to get potential clients to buy from us. Okay. Like, know, and trust. That theory and that concept has been out there for a while. But did you realize that those potential clients need to feel like they know you, okay, before they decide to like you or trust you? And even before all of that, they have to find you to know you. Okay. So with all of that going on, yesterday we kind of did a little test run and we talked about the ways that you guys are already findable, right? And some of y'all were right in alignment with this blog post. Now, the blog post is at shaycannon.com/find. That's FIND in case that Alabama got in the way. Okay. Now, the first way that you can be findable as a small business is you need clarity, right? Because no one can find you until you find you. Okay. So clarity is that thing that helps a lot of you to really understand who you are, who you serve, what who you serve needs, and how you serve them. Okay. And all of this is going to be what fulfills that need. So using that clarity, y'all, you can speak directly to those that you serve in the language that they understand and that they recognize. Okay, this is why clarity is so important. When you try to go too general, the people who you actually want to talk to don't know you're talking to them. Right? But when you start using their language, when you start being specific to their needs, specific to their pain points, that's that clarity in messaging. Okay, so the first place that language and that clarity needs to be is on your website. Okay, on your website. Your brand's virtual address and identity hub, so it serves as a home base of all of your messaging to attract your potential clients. And so that's what we want. It all starts with the website, right? So once you get clear, the first place you're going to pour that clarity into is your website. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part, because we're doing part 1 and part 2 today, is going to be SEO. Okay, search engine optimization. So start with your internal findability and add SEO to your website. Okay, you're going to add correct metadata. And let me tell y'all need to do a little research because SEO is more important than you think. Okay, being on social media and all those places that you pour all of your attention and time into, that's actually you trying to get people's attention. SEO is people finding you when they're looking for you. Okay, that's how important SEO is. And we need to be prioritizing that way more than we have been. Okay, so metadata is a huge part of SEO, especially when it comes to our website. We don't really understand how much metadata is in that website. And so what happens is there's a lot of it that is not filled out. So let me give you some key places that metadata lives that you need to be filling out, okay? And that is the description of the entire website. There's metadata, okay? The description of each web page has metadata. Did you know that the labels for your pictures and the labels for your videos have metadata, right? I'm over here doing blog picture number 2, blog picture number 3. I got to go through there and update my SEO because that's not helping me at all, right? Nobody's looking for blog picture number 3. So my keyword, that is my main keyword, is business growth. So all of my stuff should have business growth in it. Okay, so the more metadata that you fill out with your keyword, especially that main keyword or key phrase, the more findable you are as SEO on the web, right? So another place, a last place that you need to do your metadata is with tags, okay? And it could say keywords instead of tags. I have WordPress. If you don't have WordPress, God bless you. But so if it doesn't say keywords, there can be tags. Now, also on your website, you should be publishing blogs, okay? That gives you a chance to use way more keywords and key phrases to attract people, okay? Be sure to publish new blogs routinely. If you got them same 2 or 3 blogs that when you first started, let me tell you the opportunity that you're missing with SEO. When you're not putting new and fresh things on your website, there's nothing else for the search engine optimization crawlers to come through and check out, right? So basically, you're never really going to rank because you're not doing new things often enough for the crawler to come back and keep ranking you. Okay, so you want to do that. You want to publish new blog posts routinely, have fresh content so the SEO engines can crawl and add to their indexes and keep pushing your SEO rankings up. Okay, so the first thing we said was clarity. I need you to know all the clarity of who you're doing business with, who you are to them, what they need, and how you help them. Then I want you to take all of that to create your messaging that is going to appear on your website. Very clear. Clarity, right? Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hop over to SEO. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, because Keith is with us this morning, the question is, what is it from clarity to SEO do you need to be doing? What have you identified? Okay. And we're going to start with Dr. LaFera because she is last but not least on my Hollywood Squares. So Dr. LaFera, oh, and she came on camera. Look at that. We are blessed today. We blessed today. So Dr. LaFera, what is it from the clarity and from the SEO that you know you need to be applying to be more findable? Let me ask you to unmute and that'll help you out. There you go.
Still have all these boxes I have. Yeah. No, it had a lot of boxes before I got on.
I understand, but you also sideways on the YouTube sphere. There you go.
Okay, well, landscape. I mean, vertical.
Okay. Clarity and SEO. What do you know you need to be doing to be more findable?
I'm trying to do more clarity because I know that I'm looking for women, but I know I'm looking for women who want, to be healthy, but like I have a problem committing to say like women over 40. like,
Mhm.
because the healing and the finding injuries, like that could be moms, or so I'm just trying to find the clarity with that, because even at the conference I went to this weekend, it's like, well, not everybody's a mom. Um, and a lot of these women were older. Then so it doesn't really matter if they're a mom or not, really. So I'm working on that.
Yeah, you need to not be afraid to niche down. When you don't niche down, you're leaving money on the table because you're too general. So nobody is really self-identifying, right? So
Mm-hmm.
again, we always act like that as entrepreneurs, right? We act like, well, I can help everybody, so I really want the opportunity to help everybody, so I don't want to exclude anybody. But that's not how you buy, right? You as the same person as an entrepreneur, when you go to buy, you're looking for people who specialize,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you go and you buy vitamins, you don't want just a multivitamin. You want one multivitamin for women. And if you're over, 40, you want multivitamin for women, over 40. So that's how we buy. We buy in specialities. We don't
Mm-hmm.
buy generally. In fact, some of y'all so bougie, look, I would never, right? So you have to understand the buying psychology and you have to apply it. Because as entrepreneurs, we tend to have lack mentality, like, oh, if I leave somebody out, people are not going to buy because no, your customers are smart, right? If even if there's not a specialty out there they like, or they can't find one and you're not off, what happens is they'll know, okay, she's for moms, but I'm a woman, so ultimately it's for women, right? I don't have to be a mom to juice. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart enough to know that even though you're talking about moms, if you're talking about healthy effects and living longer and looking good I'm still coming. I still want that juice. You see what I'm saying? So we
Mm-hmm.
have to get over not wanting to niche down and be clear with stuff. You gotta be clear. Okay. Because again, there are only certain words that your particular people are listening for to know that that is for them. And when they don't hear it because you're trying to talk generally, you missed the boat because now you're actually not talking to anybody. Okay. So don't forget, when you try to talk to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody. So go ahead and commit. Niche down is, I mean, in my new offer letter, I've niched down to solopreneurs. Do you think people with a team think that if I'm talking about time management, that I'm not talking to them? They like, ooh, if her time manager for somebody with one person in the business, I know it'll work for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead and niche down. Kimberly, we know you might be at the Dream Funder, so go ahead and put your, oh, I see it. Never mind, Kimberly. Uh, so let's see. Keith said, I definitely need to start blogs. Yes, Keith, yes. That's how you keep the people coming to you. Let me tell you. Kimberly Miles said, SEO. I have a couple of blogs that I wrote with the help of Chat GPT that I plan on posting this week. Definitely. But I'm gonna tell you, if you're not gonna keep up a couple of blogs a week, don't start a couple of blogs a week. Go ahead and do one a week, and set your day that you're gonna write it, and publish it, and get into the groove. I'm telling you, mine is usually Sundays. As y'all saw this week, I was off coming off vacation, but most of the time y'all get that thing on Sunday or early morning Monday, and then that's what we talk about all week. So it's a lot you can do with that blog post once you get it published, y'all. Keith said, I have them in my notes. However, I have to prepare them for my website. Yes, go ahead and prepare them for your website. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing about the blogs, especially using Chat GPT for the blogs. I think Google is starting to crack down because it's so easy for people to just throw anything in there and then post anything from Chat GPT. Make sure you're putting your human touch on the output of Chat GPT. And also, you can use different I'm going to say detectors, right? Like AI writer detectors. I think Zero GPT is the one that I use, and it's free. It's free. Zero GPT, I think it's .com. And what I do is I might take some things from Chat GPT, but I still don't want to sound just like Chat GPT, right? So I actually am a writer, so I write mine first, and I might supplement it with some Chat GPT stuff every now and then. But I still run it through to make sure it still sounds like a human, right? So you guys can do that. But most of the time, what I'm doing is writing my full blog post, and then I go to ChatGPT on air for more information to give y'all. Thank you for that, Keith. Keith put the link in the comments of the studio. I'm going to take it and put it in the comments of YouTube. There we go. All right. Cool beans. Thank you. All right. Dr. Tachi, what is something that you know you need to do from clarity to SEO to be more findable?
I like the blog post idea when I can get someone else to do it and or the time. So the blog post.
I love that. Dr. Tachi, I'll tell you too. Even if you're not a writer or don't have time to write, you can always do speech to text. You can always do speech to text. You can always take, so you have good content that you've been doing for a long time. You can also take that content and put it in something like ithinkcontent.com. They have a video to blog feature. So if you have something that's 30 minutes or less, it'll take that thing and make a blog post out of it without you. All you got to do is put your YouTube link in there, and you got plenty of YouTube links that you can put in there and get started. So let me put that, well, it's not going to have the let me see. Maybe I could just stop being lazy and put it in there. There we go. I don't even know if that's right. Let me pull it from the internet. ithinkcontent.com. And this is shout out to Leticia Austin, our tech guru from our community. This is actually her platform, and it is amazing. And y'all need to get in there while she's accepting the first 200 users for free with premium stuff like that, YouTube, the blog. So y'all go ahead and do it. Dania over here on YouTube saying, thanks for the link. You're welcome, Dania. All right. Let's see who's next. Dr. Toya, what do you know you need to do from what we discussed today, from clarity to SEO to be more findable?
I definitely need to go and clean up the metadata on my websites.
Yes.
I only do it in the blogs, but the pictures, like you said, I need to clean up those picture titles because nobody needs those random numbers.
You know, goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all don't feel bad because I definitely have to do the same thing. I've actually started putting where once a week I'm going to be working on my SEO. Because the more I found out about it, the more important I became to understand that it is, which is why I start telling y'all about SEO so much, especially when, let me tell y'all something. When you are going in there and you're intentionally doing that, it's going to save you money too, y'all, because the traffic that you're going to get organically just from SEO will save you money from what you would have done for paid traffic. So we definitely got to make this SEO a priority. So thank you, Dr. Toya. Dewana, from the clarity to the SEO, what are you going to start doing and adding to your routine so that you are more findable?
Good morning, everybody. This is really good. And I had already talked about blog posts. So blog posts are definitely number one. And SEO, I actually have all the words for clarity. So SEO and blog posts are my two top priorities.
Love it. Love it. Keith already put his in, Dr. LaFera. So we're at Heather, who is actually the only one on camera with me over here on the YouTube side. Look, Heather, it's your debut on the YouTube. I know, right? So what from the clarity and the SEO are you going to start adding?
I have to go back. Yeah, pictures and video. And I know better because I do it for the news site. But did I do it for my own? No, ma'am, I did not. So I have to go back. That's the number one thing. And I would also say that even like it's really important that your social media that's tied to your website, that you use the same language. Like if you're right, award-winning COO, then that's part of like, I'm not saying that that's what you use. I'm just using it as an example, right? Like mine is I'm a best-selling editor. So best-selling editor is part of all the phrasing I use across everything.
Yes.
So
most definitely. Cool beans. I love it. I love it. All right. So like I told you, to help us out, I did ask ChatGPT. I asked it, hey, besides what I put in here, what else you got to say, right? Which is how I usually do it, right? Because I don't like it repeating after me, wasting our time, which it does sometimes anyway. But basically content marketing, develop content that addresses the specific problems, questions, needs to your target audience. So Dr. LaFerre, you see where that niching down is going to come in handy, right? Because it actually gives you the content. Like the content develops itself when you niche down and are clear on who you serve, right? Because they have specific problems, they have specific questions and specific needs. And so now we're creating content around that, okay? So by being clear and focused in your content strategy, your content is valuable and attracts the right audience, okay? So it says this can be included, this clarity of messaging for content marketing. It can be included in blog posts, in videos, in podcasts, in infographics, okay? In your speaking, when you do speaking engagements, all the things, okay? As Heather said, all the things, right? So even though people are inviting you to the podcast to talk about something else, you should find a way to bring in the things that you need to bring in, okay? You can bring me on a podcast for anything. I'm still going to be able to talk about the fact that I serve entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just going to be able to do it because they love, like Heather said, they love bringing my title in, award-winning fractional COO, but that don't mean nothing to my base of audience, right? Not by itself. So I always get a chance to put that tagline part in it so that the people that I'm actually trying to reach understand I'm talking to them. I don't want them to think that because I'm an award-winning fractional COO that I'm above helping them. I'm not. I'm actually targeting them to help them, right? So when you get that messaging clear, start using it everywhere, like Heather said, but even verbally, right? Add it into your contributing writing, add it into your podcast interviews, add it into everything, okay? That's why you need to know what your keywords are. All right. Social media presence, clarity in your social media profiles and postings to ensure consistency across platforms. That's what Heather just said, okay? This means using the same language, values, and messaging that reflect your core brand identity. If you are not clear, you do not have a core brand identity. Let me be clear, okay? So this is why you have to be clear and have clarity. By doing so, your audience can easily recognize and relate to your brand no matter where they encounter it online. All right. Email messaging or marketing. In your email communications, that clarity should reign through. Okay. So we all have lead magnets, and if you don't, get one. Okay. And when we get these people on our list, we should still be discussing things relevant to how we got them on our list. That's why you have to be careful with your lead magnets. Let me tell you my horror story. I have a lead magnet because I'm an expat and live all over the world. I get invited to speak. And what I realized was when I go and speak on expat stages, some of those people are not small business owners and entrepreneurs. Some of those are retirees. They're not interested in working anymore. I had a lead magnet that was about designing your best CEO life, right? And I started describing it. And so Dr. LaFerre, watch this. Even the ones who weren't CEOs and weren't working anymore was like, oh, but that will help me to design my life. So all of them came onto my email list. Almost 200 people came onto my email list. And let me tell you how most of those people were not my people. That was the wrong lead magnet for me to have. I need to have lead magnets that are specific to my people so that no matter what audience I'm in front of, I'm able to pluck my people out of that audience rather than have a whole herd of people come onto my email list and all of them are not even good targets for what I do, right? So I learned that lesson. Targeted advertising, networking and partnerships. Networking and partner, okay, customer service and experience, all of that clarity goes into all of that, okay? I want to read this one about customer service and experience though, okay? Implement clarity in how you communicate with customers throughout their journey. We talk about the client journey all the time, right? But you have to be using language that they are attracted to, that they know is for them all through the journey, right? So from the initial inquiry to post-purchase support, clear, consistent, and helpful communication can enhance customer satisfaction. I want y'all to think about what Dr. Toya said. last week. No, not last week. I was on vacation. The week before. Okay. When she talked about how I had just talked to her and assessed her for this project that we're doing together, she said she felt like I understood her, that I knew what was going on. She felt like that when she felt like she was rambling, I still was able to get a clear message out of what she said. That's because when I said it back to her, I said it in a way that let her know I understand. I didn't just repeat what she said. I said I put it through the system and gave her languaging and messaging that let her know I understand it very concisely, even though you feel like you didn't give it to me concisely. Y'all have to start speaking the language of your people, okay? It's very important. Now let's talk about this SEO. What more can we be doing with SEO? Local SEO optimization. Ensure your business is listed accurately on Google My Business, y'all. What about that? Google My Business and other local directories. This involves not just adding your business, but also optimizing your listing with detailed information. Y'all don't understand how important descriptions are. The descriptions is where you get to put in those keywords that help you pop up when people are searching for you. That's why you have to know the language of your people. I'll give you another lesson that I learned, and that is, I learned that small business owners and the very people who I'm trying to help, they don't use the words or the phrase business operations. They don't even know what business operations is for real. I did a poll when I asked them, hey, what problems are you having with your business operations? All they described was marketing. They don't know what it is. So I was like, well, what are they calling it? I had to do research, y'all. And I realized what most of y'all call it when it's what I'm talking about, when I say operations, right? The flow of your business and procedures and structure, y'all call that business management or managing your business. So if I say managing your business, you don't even think marketing. You think the very things that I mean when I say operations. But I had to do research to find out, what do y'all call it? Right? So do your research so that you know what people are calling things, so that you can use those words to get them to pay attention when you're saying things, if that makes sense. Good morning, Shawana, over in those YouTube comments. We see you, Shawana. So yeah, you need to definitely be using keywords and figure out what they are so that you can use those to base your search engine optimization on, okay? Structured data. So your website helps search engines to understand the contents on your pages better. But let me tell you how, if you don't use, they call them H1 and H2 and H3 headings, okay? All that means is you need a heading for the actual blog, but then each of your little sections of the blog needs its own headings so that it's scannable, easily readable. Bullet points are good. You know what I'm saying? Indentions are good. All of those good things. If y'all look at the format that I have my blog in, it's very indexable for the search engines. Think about it. I spread mine out. It has an introductory paragraph and it always has 3 to 4 points, right? Because those points are what we take and make the morning show. But those points are separated out. So basically you could say that those are H2 headings. Heather, why you didn't come off the mic? You know what I mean? Come on now. What you doing? What you doing, Mel?
Well, because we were talking, I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay. Now you can say it. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing is that whatever your keyword is for your blog post, so like books, right? Okay, books. I have to make sure it's in my headline, near the front of the headline. Always make sure your headline's a complete sentence too. That's just a personal thing, but anyway. And then make sure that it's at the front of your headline. It's in like the first sentence of your blog post, and then it's at least part of one of your subheads of your.
All right. I love that. Thank you, Heather. We appreciate that. So this can enhance your pages are displayed in search results. So use rich snippets like ratings, images, and location, making them more attractive and informative to potential visitors. Optimizing for voice search. Now, this is something new, y'all. You know, we don't always consider people with capabilities that are not the same as ours, right? So, you know, when we're talking and in conversation, on public audio platforms, we don't always say, hey, this is Shay or whatever, so that people can understand who is talking that maybe can't see, right? But they can hear, but maybe they can't differentiate some kind of way, okay? But there are also people who have visual difficulties, and so y'all using that small font is not helpful to that. I have to be, that's a part of the optimization that I need to be using now, is no small fonts. But we need to be optimizing for some of these, I'm reluctant to say handicaps, but some of these difficulties, right? Sensory difficulties. There are people who are colorblind that we're supposed to be doing some capabilities for them also. But the more we start to consider these things, the more we're going to stand out to the right people and some of the forgotten people. So don't forget that, okay? And we need, I'm not the expert on that, but we all need to be looking into what are some small things that we can do so that people with difficulties can still find us and we can serve them, okay? Video SEO. We're right along Shawana and Dr. Tachi's wheelhouse now. And Deborah Mitchell, who's not with us this morning, but Deborah Mitchell does video. So if you produce video content, optimize your videos for search by using relevant keywords in your video titles, descriptions, and tags, okay? Hosting videos on platforms like YouTube and embedding them into your site can also enhance content visibility and engage users more. Let me tell y'all about YouTube. Just yesterday, I had decided I wasn't doing blog posts anymore, right? I'm not blog posts, I'm sorry, blog talk. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get up and do blog talk anymore. And then yesterday, as I was looking for more press with my name on it and search myself, I realized just how many times them blog talks pop up when you search my name. What? So y'all know I'm finna get my ass up and be doing blog talk still, okay? So don't underestimate the power of SEO, and don't forget, I taught y'all a long time ago that YouTube is the second largest search engine now. It's not what they came out here to be, but it is what they ended up being. So anything you're putting on YouTube, kind of like this show, right? You need to be optimizing it so that you can rank, especially for being found for the things that your people need to know about. All right. Mobile optimization, link building. Let's talk about that a little bit, okay? Because we're going to talk more about it later in the week. It might be tomorrow. Can't even remember. But link building, focus on building high quality backlinks from reputable sites within your industry. So let me tell y'all, backlinks can be internal and backlinks can be external. Let's start there with the basics of backlinks. All a backlink is when you use a link, okay, that goes back to you in some kind of way. So the first way you can backlink is in your own home, which is your website. Y'all often see me link one blog to another blog, right? Or you might see me link a blog to the service page or something like that. That's backlinking within my website. So that's internal backlinking. But also, you want backlinks that are from your website to more credible websites. Y'all have seen me backlink to like a Forbes or Entrepreneur or something like that, right? I want y'all to be careful though. Don't just find people to reference, because you don't want to be referencing your competition and then in your website you point to your competition. Okay, so pay attention to who you're backlinking. Always use sources that have a higher credibility than you. So there's no competition there. All right. Another way to backlink, and a great way to backlink, is when someone of a reputable source actually links to you. So in all of your bios and all of your bylines and all that, and I'm kind of stepping on content for later in the week, but all of that should have a link back to your website. All of that works together as a backlinking system. Okay, that's link building. So I hope y'all understand what that was. So do we have any questions about this new information I've brought into you for clarity and for SEO? Any information? What you got, Helen?
So
Yes.
with your backlinking thing,
Yes.
it's always a good idea too, like if you're referencing Amazon, for instance, link back to Amazon, because Amazon's page authority is clearly the highest in the world, right?
Yes.
But page authority is so high that it lends authority to your page. That's why it's important to do backlinks. Like if you're linking to a source, like Dr. LaFera might link to the National Institutes of Health, right? Like it's important to do that also for that reason.
It is. Keith said, embed your hashtags within your Instagram stories. Move them to the bottom left, right of your story to hide them. Love it. So yeah, so he basically is saying like how you put text on your stories, put an extra text in there at the bottom left and hide it. And you can still, even though it's not necessarily as visual as maybe the text you have as a header, that it's still there. Thank you for that trick, Keith. Anybody else got any tricks or any questions on clarity to make you more findable and SEO to make you more findable? All righty. So tomorrow, what we're going to be talking about is one-to-many traffic. And that backlink is a big part of that. So we kind of stepped on it today, but we'll bring it back up tomorrow. No worries. We'll bring it back up. Look, I'm not ashamed to bring it up more than once, right? Dewana said, great show. Thank you, Dewana. I appreciate you. So thank you for joining us. Look, we have made it to the end of our first official debut on YouTube with our morning show. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. After the show ends, guess what I'm going to be doing? Going back and making this show more SEO friendly and optimized by adding a description and all the good things, adding a cover to it and all of that stuff. So yeah, we got to start taking SEO more seriously. And so I want y'all to, on Mondays when I ask you what's at least one thing you're doing this week to work on your business, not in your business, sometimes you can say SEO, okay? Because I need y'all to be working on that more routinely. And if you have a lot of content like I do, like Dr. Tachi does, like Dr. Toya does, like Dr. LaFera does, you got a lot of work to do to go back and make that stuff more SEO optimized, but it's going to be worth it. It is way more worth it than paid traffic, let me tell you. In fact, when you start to run paid traffic or go back to running paid traffic, the fact that you're already SEO optimized helps your paid traffic also, okay? So we need to prioritize this, y'all. All right, it's the top of the hour. Y'all have a great morning. We are ending our broadcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody.